Hello everyone, it's Simon here again. Right, soapbox time. I've spent a couple of days thinking about what I'm gonna say about what and whom and when and how. Um, Middle East. Let's start there, shall we? Um, saw a video by a YouTuber. I understand his point of view completely. I generally agree with it. Devil Dog Gamer his name is. Stick it in YouTube, clock it, pick it up, have a look at it. Obviously, you're entitled to your own opinion. These are just my opinions. Um, yeah, we have a habit of going in, overthrowing dictators and this, that, and the other, usually for money. Um, the goodwill people jump on it saying, oh no, they're actually doing it for so people have got the freedom of speech, etc., etc. Which, yeah, looking at it from their point of view, yeah, that's what the locals will get out of it. Um, then you get the 20 somethings fresh out of college, sat there and they're going, well, no, this is wrong, we shouldn't be at war, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, totally agree. Well, perfect. Well, no one should be at war. Everything should be sorted over a mediation table. Unfortunately, there's a little thing called greed. So that will never work. I wish it would, but it doesn't. It just keeps on going. Right. Um, the recent business in France, my heart goes out to them, families, loved ones. It's devastating. Living in the UK, um, we know what it's like. We've been on the receiving end many a time. Um, but how do you stop a group from becoming deadly? Catch 22. I mean, if you kill one person to stop a group going to violence, then that's murder. But if they then turn to violence and have several followers, they're they're a group now, so we can kill them. Um, my point of view is take the one out first. Don't let it get to the point where, right, this guy started saying this, right, he's now got 1,500 followers dotted all over the earth, and they're willing to die for his cause. In which case, you're not going to stop them. There's no way on earth. If someone is intent on doing damage to another human being, you can't stop that because they will quite happily give their lives to do that damage. Um, and there's the other side of the coin, freedom of speech. At what point would you intervene? Or what point could you intervene? That's a very big grey area. Um, there are numerous laws in place to stop people hate speeching, as they call it, I presume. But no, when does what at what point do you decide that? Well, okay, yeah, this is becoming a problem. Perhaps we ought to terminate it before it gets to the point where there's hundreds of followers and people willing to blow themselves up or just walk down the street with a machine gun and drill people full of holes. Um, we go in, we wreck the infrastructure, um, and we just don't replace it. Come on, guys. We've been doing this since World War Two. We should have it right by now. I mean, it's not exactly rocket science. If you wreck the infrastructure of a country, then you have to put something back in its place before you bug out. It's that simple. Right, getting back to the whens, wheres and why-fors. Um, just recently in the news in this country, um, someone, the guys that put their necks on the line in Ireland to get intel to stop British people from dying, basically, and people in other countries from terrorist attacks. Um, they were undercover. From what I understand, a couple were involved in bank robberies. A couple were involved in punishment beatings, shall we say, for argument's sake. And there's now a human outcry saying, well, no, hold on a minute, that ain't right. They shouldn't have done it. In an ideal world, no, it shouldn't have been done. But we don't live in an ideal world. It's alright for someone to sit there with all their books and their bits of paper and go, well, no, actually, that's wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. Never mind the guy's just saved your life because he was part of a terrorist organisation that were, and he got the information of where a bomb was going to be placed, therefore saving umpteen lives. It just gnaws me because these guys put their lives on the line. There's no if, buts or maybes. Anyone makes a mistake in Civvy Street, it's okay, you've made a mistake, you won't do it again, will you? Those guys make a mistake and it's their lives. And then for someone to turn around umpteen years later and pull apart what they've done and say, well, no, they're accountable. Well, hold on a minute, sunshine. You might have been a victim of one of those bombs he managed to stop from going off. So what are you going to do then? Because if he hadn't done what he'd done in the first place, you wouldn't have been here. Oh, but that's beside the point, comes the reply. Yeah, okay, mate. People like that aren't going to change, unfortunately. But do I think they should be held accountable? No. They did what they had to do to get the intelligence needed to help save lives. If that means they go in, rob a bank, no one gets hurt, comes out, they've got the cash, alright, they've funded the terrorist group. But then again, how else are they going to fit in? It's laughable. Give you another for this. This got 7 years ago. The guy on London Underground. Oh God, my heart went out to his family. But there's the other side of the story. I mean, whether the police identified themselves or not doesn't really matter now. The point is the guy's dead. The other issue is damned if you do, damned if you don't. They chased him through the streets. He got on the tube. Right, what's the problem with this picture? They made a judgment call and shot him. He was innocent. Heart goes out to family. It can't be undone. But the biggest problem is, if they hadn't shot him and he was a bomber, the underground's packed. I mean, you can't shoot him after he set off the bomb because he's already dead, and most probably they would have been as well. So, and the enemy of today isn't dressed in a uniform, they're dressed in normal clothes. There is no obvious solution. Things like this are going to happen. It's heartbreaking, but from my point of view, I'd rather they take the shot than not take it. Because there's always, you're 50-50, ain't you? He either is or he isn't. There's no bit in between. So take the shot, play it safe. Don't take the shot risking blowing someone up or several people up. But yeah, heart goes out to the family on that one. But yeah, it's just the world we live in. Um, so yeah, what do you do? They have to make a second decision, and the theoretical guys get months upon months to pull it apart. You're never going to win. I mean, it's all right standing there and going, well, they could have done this, they could have done that. But at the time, it's the quickest solution to the problem. I mean, if he had a push button trigger in his hand and they hit him with a taser, the problem with that is either the voltage could set off the bomb, or the nervous reaction you get from being shot with 50,000 volts makes your muscles cramp. So instantly thumb down on the trigger. I mean, what do you do? You get people, oh no, it's wrong, they shouldn't have done this. Or we go into country to help out, and it's, oh no, you're only there for this, that, and this. And you get young whippersnappers, and they're like, oh no, I don't agree with that, let's do a march, blah blah blah. And yet, what they obviously have forgotten, which is a shame, is this country went to war, and we lost thousands upon thousands of people dying horrible deaths on beaches, in fields. So they can stand there and go, well, hold on a minute, this ain't right. But it seems the only way to make this work for a country that hasn't got freedom of speech is to go to war. I mean, every country's got its opposition to either the government, the royal family, etc., etc. whoever's running the country, basically. But at the end of the day, it's the ones that pick up weapons that cause the problems. And how do you tell if someone's going to go from writing slogans on a wall and speaking to crowds to picking up weapons? You can't. You could have all the intelligence in the world, but it's still not going to tell you that that guy on this day is going to pick up that weapon, go here and shoot people. It's not that black and white. I wish it was. God, would that make life so much easier. Anyway, I've ranted enough. I get a bit carried away on subjects like this, you'll have to forgive me. Yeah, watch Devil Dogs Gamers YouTube, by all means. Um, Failing that, the Mighty Jingles, he's got a breakdown, a comedic breakdown of what's going on in Syria and places like that at the moment. So, yeah, that's definitely worth a squiz. Yeah, post your comments, let me know. Um, by all means, yeah. If you think there's something else I should be mentioning, stick that in the comments as well. Lovely. Signing out for now. Have a nice day. God, go with the grace of God. And please be careful. Bye bye.